dive into today's episode, I just want to remind you to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. It helps us grow, reach more amazing learners like you, and keep bringing you fresh and fun content every week. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and let's keep this journey going strong. Hello, brilliant idiom explorers, and a very warm welcome back to another insightful episode of Idiom Insights. I'm Emma, your enthusiastic guide, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you again, ready to delve into the fascinating nuances of some more common English phrases. It's always a pleasure to share this learning journey with you as we navigate the colorful world of English.
And I'm Jack, your co-host and ever-curious word detective, here to help unravel the meanings and perhaps share a chuckle or two as we explore the rich landscape of idiomatic English. It's wonderful to be back in the Idiom Insights studio, Emma, and a big hello to all our fantastic listeners around the world. Thanks for tuning in for another dose of idiom discovery.
It's always a joy, Jack. Today, we've selected 4 incredibly useful and vivid idioms that you'll undoubtedly encounter in everyday English. Understanding these will not only significantly boost your comprehension, but also provide you with more natural and expressive ways to communicate your own thoughts and observations. These phrases cover creative thinking, seizing opportunities, and the art of conversation.
A truly excellent and varied mix today, Emma. These are idioms that really add character and depth to conversation. Here are the 4 idioms we'll be diving into in this episode of Idiom Insights. First, an idiom about being creative and unconventional. Think outside the box. Second, a well-known proverb about the benefits of acting early. The early bird catches the worm. Third, a phrase about seizing a perfect opportunity immediately. Strike while the iron is hot. And finally, a term for light, polite conversation. Small talk.
Those are all fantastic and very common idioms, Jack. Each one paints a very clear picture and is used frequently, so understanding them will be incredibly beneficial for our listeners as they engage in English conversations and encounter these phrases in media.
I couldn't agree more. They're all very practical and insightful. And before we delve into the intricacies of our first idiom, a quick and sincere request from both of us here at Idiom Insights. If you're finding these episodes valuable for your English learning journey and you enjoy our explorations, please take a moment to subscribe or follow our podcast on your preferred listening platform.
Yes, subscribing is the best way to ensure you don't miss any of our future idiom adventures and linguistic discoveries. And if you're feeling extra supportive, a like or a positive rating on your podcast platform truly helps other English learners discover Idiom Insights. We are so grateful for your engagement and continued support. It really fuels our passion for this.
It genuinely makes a massive difference. Thank you all for being part of our community. Right then, Emma, are you ready for our first idiom, which encourages us to be creative?
Let's do it! Our first idiom for this episode of Idiom Insights is think outside the box.
Think outside the box. This is a very popular phrase, especially in business and creative fields. What does it mean to think outside the box, Emma? What is this metaphorical box?
That's a great question, Jack. The box in this idiom represents the normal, traditional, or conventional ways of thinking and doing things. So, to think outside the box means to think creatively, unconventionally, and from a new or different perspective. It means to approach a problem or a situation in an innovative and original way, not limited by standard rules or assumptions.
So it's about breaking free from the usual constraints and exploring new, imaginative solutions. If a marketing team is trying to promote a product, instead of just using the usual TV ads and billboards, they might think outside the box and create a viral social media challenge or an interactive public art installation. They are doing something new and unexpected.
Precisely. Or if a teacher is trying to explain a difficult concept, instead of just using the textbook, they might think outside the box and create a game or a hands-on experiment to make the lesson more engaging and understandable. It's about not being confined by the obvious or standard solutions.
It implies that creativity and innovation often come from challenging our own assumptions, the walls of our mental box. It encourages us to ask, what if? And to consider possibilities that might seem strange or unusual at first. It's a call to be creative and not just follow the established path.
Exactly. It's about looking at a problem from a completely different angle. It's a very valuable skill in all areas of life, from solving complex scientific problems to figuring out how to fix a broken appliance at home with the tools you have available.
Okay, so to think outside the box means to think creatively and unconventionally, approaching a problem from a new and original perspective. Ready to hear Mia and Mark use this idiom?
Let's listen in. I wonder what problem they might be trying to solve with some innovative thinking.
Oh, Mark, I'm really stuck on how to celebrate my mom's 60th birthday next month. I want to do something really special and memorable for her, but I keep coming back to the same old ideas.
What have you thought of so far, Mia? The usual things, like a surprise party or a nice dinner at a fancy restaurant?
Exactly. A party or a dinner. And while those are nice, they just feel a bit predictable. I want to do something that truly reflects her personality and passions. She loves gardening and history, but I'm not sure how to turn that into a celebration.
Well, maybe we need to think outside the box a little bit here. Instead of a typical party, what if you organized a surprise history and garden tour for her? You could rent a small, comfortable minibus for her and her closest friends and plan a route that visits a beautiful historic garden she's never been to, followed by afternoon tea at a historic house.
A history and garden tour? Mark, that's a brilliant idea. That is completely thinking outside the box. It's not a party, it's an experience, and it combines her two favorite things. It's so much more personal and unique than just a dinner. Thank you. That's exactly the kind of creative idea I was looking for.
That was a perfect example. Mia was stuck with conventional ideas for a birthday celebration, and Mark encouraged her to think outside the box, suggesting a unique and personalized experience that was much more creative and suitable than a standard party.
Precisely. The idiom was used to describe the process of breaking away from standard solutions to find a more innovative and meaningful one. It showed how creative thinking could solve a problem in a much better way.
It's a very common and very valuable skill to have.
It is. So, next time you are faced with a problem and the usual solutions aren't working, try to think outside the box.
And we'd love to hear about a time you had to think outside the box to solve a problem. What was your creative solution? Share your stories in the comments section below this episode.
Great idea, Jack. Let's move on now to our second idiom in this episode of Idiom Insights. This one is a famous proverb about being early.
Our second idiom today is, the early bird catches the worm.
The early bird catches the worm. This is a very well-known proverb. It seems to suggest that the one who starts earliest gets the prize, right, Jack?
You've got it exactly, Emma. The proverb, the early bird catches the worm, means that the person who arrives or starts something first, before others, has the best chance of success or of getting what they want. It emphasizes the advantages of being prompt, proactive, and acting early.
So it's about the benefits of promptness and seizing opportunities before anyone else. If there's a big sale at a shop with limited stock of a popular item, the people who get there when the doors first open are the most likely to get what they want. The early bird catches the worm.
Precisely. Or if a company releases a new type of product to the market before any of its competitors, it has the advantage of being the early bird and can capture a large market share before others catch up. It's about the strategic advantage of being first.
It's often used as a piece of advice to encourage someone not to procrastinate or be late, especially when there's a limited opportunity available. It's a reminder that acting early often yields the best results.
Yes, it's a lesson in proactivity. It's not just about waking up early, although that can be part of it, but about taking early action in any situation where there might be competition for a limited resource or opportunity.
So, if you're looking for a new apartment in a competitive rental market, it's wise to check the listings first thing in the morning and be the first to call about new properties. That way, you're being the early bird.
Exactly. You get the first pick.
So, the early bird catches the worm is a proverb meaning that the person who starts first or acts early has the best chance of success. Ready to hear Mia and Mark use this idiom?
Let's listen. I wonder what opportunity might have been missed by not being early enough.
Oh, Mia, I'm so disappointed. I just went online to try and book tickets for that big summer music festival, and they're completely sold out. I was really looking forward to going this year.
Sold out already, Mark? But the tickets only went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. It's only just past noon now. How could they be gone so quickly?
I know. I thought I'd be fine buying them around lunchtime, but apparently they were all gone within the first hour. The demand was just huge.
Well, I actually managed to get my tickets this morning. I set an alarm and was on the website the moment they went on sale at 9 a.m. sharp. It was a bit stressful because the site was so busy, but I secured my ticket. I knew they would sell out fast.
You did? Oh, I should have done that. I was just being a bit lazy this morning and thought I had plenty of time. I guess you proved the old saying right. The early bird catches the worm. Your proactivity paid off, and my delay means I miss out.
I'm afraid so, Mark. With popular events like that, you really do have to be the early bird. Maybe you can find someone reselling a ticket closer to the date?
That dialogue perfectly illustrates the proverb. Mia, by acting early and being on the website the moment tickets went on sale, was the early bird and successfully caught the worm, got her ticket. Mark, by delaying, missed out on the limited opportunity.
Exactly. The idiom highlighted the clear advantage that Mia gained by being prompt and proactive, and the negative consequence Mark faced by procrastinating.
It's a very common and timeless piece of advice.
It is. So next time there's a limited opportunity you really want, remember the proverb, the early bird catches the worm.
And we'd love to hear about a time being the early bird paid off for you. What worm did you catch? Share your stories in the comments below this episode.
Wonderful idea, Jack. Let's move on now to our third idiom in this episode of Idiom Insights. This one is also about seizing opportunity.
Our third idiom for today is strike while the iron is hot.
Strike while the iron is hot. This makes me think of a blacksmith working with hot metal. They have to shape the iron when it's hot and malleable, right? What's the metaphorical meaning, Jack?
Your image is spot on, Emma, as the idiom comes directly from blacksmithing. To strike while the iron is hot means to take decisive action on a favorable opportunity immediately while the conditions are right, because the opportunity might not last long. A blacksmith must strike the iron with their hammer when it's red hot and soft. If they wait too long, the iron cools and becomes hard, and the opportunity to shape it is lost.
So it's about seizing a specific, opportune moment to act. It's similar to the early bird catches the worm, but it seems to focus more on the timing of action in response to a specific favorable situation, rather than just being generally early. Is that right?
That's a great distinction. Yes, early bird is about being first. Strike while the iron is hot is about acting at the peak of an opportunity. The iron is the favorable situation, and it being hot is the limited window of time you have to act effectively. For example, if you have a very successful job interview and you can tell the interviewer is really impressed, that might be the moment to strike while the iron is hot and negotiate for a higher salary, while their impression of you is at its peak.
I see. So it's about recognizing that opportune moment and acting on it decisively before it cools down or disappears. If a company receives a lot of positive media attention after launching a new product, they should strike while the iron is hot and immediately launch a related marketing campaign to capitalize on that positive public awareness.
Precisely. It's a call for decisive action, not hesitation, when circumstances are favorable. Waiting could mean missing the chance entirely.
So, if you make a proposal in a meeting and you can see that key decision makers are nodding and seem to be in agreement, you should strike while the iron is hot and ask for their formal approval right then and there.
Exactly. Don't give them time to change their minds.
So, to strike while the iron is hot means to take decisive action on a favorable opportunity immediately, while conditions are right. Ready to hear Mia and Mark use this idiom?
Let's listen in. I wonder what opportune moment one of them might be encouraging the other to seize.
Mia, I just had my annual performance review with my manager and it went incredibly well. She was full of praise for my work on the recent project and said I was a huge asset to the team. I'm feeling really positive about it.
That's fantastic news, Mark. It's always great to get such positive feedback. It sounds like she really values your contribution.
She does. And you know, I've been thinking about asking for a promotion to a senior role for a few months now, but I've been a bit hesitant about when the right time would be.
Mark, listen to me. If your manager has just given you a glowing review and is full of praise for your work, then this is the right time. The iron is hot. You should schedule another meeting with her tomorrow and strike while the iron is hot.
You think so? You think I should ask for the promotion right now?
Absolutely. Her positive opinion of your work is at its peak right now. This is the perfect opportunity to make your case for a promotion. If you wait a few weeks or months, the impact of this successful project might fade. You need to act now, while you have this strong momentum. Strike while the iron is hot.
That dialogue perfectly illustrates the idiom. Mia advised Mark to strike while the iron is hot by asking for a promotion immediately after his very positive performance review, recognizing that this was the most opportune moment to act while his manager's favorable impression was at its peak.
Exactly. The idiom highlighted the need for decisive action to take advantage of a specific time-sensitive opportunity before it cooled down. It was about seizing that perfect moment.
It's a very common and powerful piece of advice for acting on opportunities.
It is. So next time you see a perfect fleeting opportunity, remember the advice. Strike while the iron is hot.
And we'd love to hear about a time you struck while the iron was hot. What was the opportunity and what was the result? Share your stories in the comments below this episode.
Wonderful idea, Emma. Now, we've arrived at our fourth and final idiom for this episode of Idiom Insights. This one is about a particular type of conversation.
Our final idiom for today is small talk.
Small talk. This is a term we use all the time, but it's essentially an idiom, isn't it? What exactly defines small talk, Emma?
It is, Jack, and it's a very important social concept. Small talk is light, polite, and informal conversation about unimportant or uncontroversial topics. It's the kind of chat we have with people we don't know very well, or at the beginning of a conversation to be friendly, break the ice, or fill an awkward silence.
So it's the opposite of a deep, serious, or meaningful conversation. The topics are small and safe. What are some classic small talk topics?
The weather is the absolute classic example, especially here in Britain. Other common topics include recent sports events, popular TV shows, weekend plans, holidays, or simple questions about someone's job or journey to the event. The key is that these topics are neutral and unlikely to cause disagreement or discomfort. You generally avoid highly personal, controversial, or sensitive subjects like politics, religion, or personal finances during small talk.
It sounds like it's a very important social skill then. It's not about the content of the conversation itself, but about its function, to build rapport, show friendliness, and create a comfortable atmosphere before potentially moving on to more serious topics.
That's a perfect summary. It's a social lubricant. It's the conversational bridge we build with strangers or acquaintances at parties, networking events, or even just waiting in a queue. Being good at small talk can make social situations much less awkward.
So if you're at a networking event and you approach someone new, you might start with some small talk like, "This is a great event, isn't it? Have you been to one of these before?" Before you start talking about business.
Exactly. You ease into the conversation with something light and easy.
So, small talk is light, polite conversation about unimportant or uncontroversial topics, used to be friendly, break the ice, or fill a silence. Ready to hear Mia and Mark use this idiom?
Let's listen in. I wonder what social situation they might be navigating with the help of small talk.
Mark, I'm a bit nervous about going to that big company networking event tonight. I don't know many people from the other departments, and I always find it so awkward trying to start conversations with strangers.
I know what you mean, Mia. It can be intimidating walking into a room full of people you don't know. What do you usually do in those situations?
I tend to just stand in a corner and hope someone talks to me. I'm terrible at initiating conversations. I never know what to say. I feel like I need to say something really witty or profound, and I just freeze.
I think you might be overthinking it. You don't need to be witty or profound, you just need to be good at a little bit of small talk. That's all it takes to get started. Just ask someone a simple, friendly question.
Like what? What kind of small talk?
Something easy. You could ask them which department they work in, or comment on the food, or even just say something about the venue. For example, "Hi, I'm Mark. This is a great venue, isn't it? Have you been here before?" It's just light, easy, small talk to break the ice. Once the conversation starts, you'll probably find you have something in common, and it will flow more easily from there.
That sounds much less scary. So just focus on simple, friendly small talk to start with. Okay, I'll try that tonight.
That dialogue perfectly illustrates the idiom. Mark advised the nervous Mia that the key to navigating the networking event was to be good at small talk, using light, simple, and uncontroversial questions to break the ice and start conversations with strangers.
Exactly. The idiom was used to describe a specific type of conversation that serves a social function, and Mark's advice showed how it can be used as a tool to overcome social anxiety and build connections.
It's a very common and essential concept in social interaction.
It is. So next time you're in a social situation with people you don't know well, remember the power of a little bit of small talk.
And we'd love to hear what your go-to topics are for small talk. What's a good question to break the ice? Share your tips in the comments below this episode.
We always appreciate reading your comments and social strategies. Well, Emma, we've explored 4 more really insightful and useful idioms in this episode of Idiom Insights.
We certainly have, Jack. Just to recap for everyone tuning into Idiom Insights today, we learned
Think outside the box, meaning to think creatively and unconventionally.
the early bird catches the worm, a proverb stating that the person who starts first has the best chance of success.
Strike while the iron is hot, meaning to take decisive action on a favorable opportunity immediately.
And small talk, which is light, polite conversation about unimportant or uncontroversial topics.
4 more fantastic additions to your English idiom collection. Remember, the best way to truly master these phrases is to actively listen for them in conversations and media, and then to gain confidence by trying to use them yourself in appropriate situations.
Absolutely. Practice is key. Don't be afraid to incorporate them into your speaking and writing. The more you use them, the more comfortable and natural they will feel.
And if you enjoyed learning with us today, and we sincerely hope you did, please consider giving this episode of Idiom Insights a like and leaving us a positive review on your podcast platform. Your support helps other learners find us and join our community.
And make sure you hit that subscribe or follow button for Idiom Insights so you don't miss any of our future episodes, where we'll continue to demystify the wonderful and sometimes witty world of English idioms.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure exploring these phrases with you.
Keep learning, keep listening, and we'll talk to you again next time on Idiom Insights.
Goodbye, everyone.
See ya!